What's up, YouTube? I finally created my YouTube channel. I have to say, I'm super camera shy. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I have probably about 10 or 15 different YouTube channels that I watch on a weekly, monthly basis. And I've been watching a lot of their videos. I want to see how they're making their videos. And I noticed that people who started their YouTube channels in the beginning, they kind of sounded like me. And then later on, probably after their 50th or 60th video, they started feeling more comfortable and they started talking a lot more naturally. But right now, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to try to get through this as best as I can. So the channel's name is going to be Life by Design. And the reason why it's Life by Design is because since 2001, I've created my life the way I wanted to. I'm very health oriented. I love to work out. I love to eat well. And when I say well, I'm talking about healthy food. Not only that, but I run my life the way I wanted to. I wake up whenever I want to wake up. I do whatever I want to do. Life is by design as far as I can tell for me. And this is what I want to incorporate into the videos that I create for you. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. I created a sheet of things that I want to talk about today because this is the introduction of what this channel is going to be. So I created this channel because I had a podcast for many years, and that podcast did very well. The channel or the podcast was viewed in probably 140 different countries. The podcast was fantastic. I loved it. But the problem with the podcast was that it took a very long time for me to actually create a podcast, for me to actually edit the podcast and, you know, make sure the sound quality was absolutely perfect and everything like that. And after doing it for quite some time, it just became like too much work for me to do it anymore. So I kind of stopped doing the podcast, but in the back of my mind, I said to myself, maybe not now because I'm chicken shit. Because I really am. There's something about being in front of the camera and talking when there's nobody around that makes me feel really weird. But I have to get through this, and I finally did it, and I'm really happy that I did. But anyways, I said to myself, I'm going to create a YouTube channel sooner or later, and this YouTube channel is going to be out there just so it can inspire people. And hopefully I can change a few lives. Hopefully I can change a few minds, of course for the better. And so this is what this channel is about. And I plan to, and I have to stop saying I hate it when people do that, and I have to stop doing it. But anyways, I created this channel because I want to talk mostly about business. And you know, I read a ton of books, and I have a lot of business experience. I've been doing business for myself, or self-employed, or a business owner, or entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, since 2001. And there's just so much that's crammed into my head. I want to get all this out. I want to be in front of the camera. I want to teach you guys what I know. And the best way for me to do that is to get in front of the camera for 10 or 15 minutes. That, hey, if I can do it, you can too. And this is what this channel is about. Other than that, I have a lot of passions, and I want to include that in this as well. But it's not going to be as much as the business stuff is going to be. I have an amazing boxer. He's in front of me right now. He's asleep. He's a dog, boxer dog. He's 16 months, so I plan to include him in some of the videos as well. And I want to make this fun for myself, because if it's fun for me, and when I have fun, I think it's going to be more enjoyable when you watch the videos when it's on YouTube. And so I plan to put these things and incorporate them into the YouTube channel, including my YouTube videos, because I want to make it fun for me first and foremost. And of course, if it's fun for me, like I said, it's going to be fun for you. So anyways, I want to tell you a little bit about my story and how I started in business and what I'm currently doing with my life and everything like that. And as you can see, I'm constantly looking down because I wrote these notes down. And yeah, it's my first time. I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure this is right. So anyway, yeah, so I was working for a company called New Horizons. They were a computer training company, and I was at this company for quite a long time, but prior to that, I was never the type to really like school to learn how to become an employee. My mind was always centered around, I want to work for myself, I want to be my own boss, and I want to create my life. I want to make it the way I want to make it, not how a school is going to teach me how to make me into a better employee. I want to basically live for myself as opposed to for someone else's dream. And so with that in mind, I realized that, a lot of the people I looked up to, like Bill Gates, a lot of people that I looked up to, like Bill Gates and Michael Dell, just to name a few of these billionaire guys. And they don't even have to be billionaires. These days, a lot of decamillionaires in the $10s and $20 million range. They've all been college dropouts, or they never, really had too much of a college education. And they realized early on that to make a lot of money, you don't need all that. All you need is skill, determination, and as well as a lot of taking risks. And that's something that I learned early on, and that's what I try to exploit in my life as much as possible. I don't know if exploit is the right term to use. I would probably say take advantage of. There you go. So unfortunately, in 2001, I ended up losing my job, not because I got fired or anything like that, but as a result of the World Trade Centers collapsing, the economy's going down the toilet, I ended up losing my job. So when I lost my job, I was pretty pissed off. I was like, God damn it, once again, I get laid off. And I used to get laid off from jobs all the time because I was a terrible employee. I just didn't really like working for a living. I hated having a paycheck. I had no idea where I stood. I didn't know if I was going to have a job today or tomorrow. It was a horrible feeling. As a matter of fact, it was the riskiest thing I probably ever did. And really, in reality, having a job is very, very risky in any kind of condition, no matter if the economy is good or bad. So anyways, as a result of losing my job, I said to myself, I don't think I can ever work again for the rest of my life. I said, that's enough. I said, I'm not going to work again for the rest of my life. I hate the feeling of always getting laid off and always feeling like I'm going to end up losing my job. So in 2001, I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I'm sure many of you have already read. And I would say that book is probably responsible for changing my life completely. I learned that there are 4 types of people in this world. You have the entrepreneur, you have the business owner, you have the entrepreneur, you have the investor, you have the employee, and you also have the self-employed. And the self-employed and the employee, they're constantly in a rat race. They're making more money, but they're spending more money. And so they're not really saving anything, and they're not investing, and they're not, really growing as individuals. But the investor and the entrepreneur, they're constantly making money, and as a result of making money, they put money into their businesses grow, and as a result of their business grows, they take the profits, they put that into investments. Now they're making money from a lot of different areas, and this way of living seemed very lucrative and attractive for me at the time, because it was exactly what I wanted in the back of my mind, but just didn't know how. So the book taught you that you can really make money with using other people's time and other people's money, otherwise known as OPM or OPT. Other people's time, OPT or OPM, whatever. So once I learned that you can do this, I decided to do just that, and I started my sunglasses business, because at the time I was doing sunglasses, and I started making a ton of money doing sunglasses, and I don't think I ever looked back from that point going forward. But anyways, in 2001, I threw myself to the lion, and I took a huge risk. I said to myself, I'm never going to work again for the rest of my life, and this is it. And so I made it happen, and I had no choice to succeed. And I had a lot of different failures that came along the way, which I plan to explain in other, subsequent videos as well. But in the meantime, I think that pretty much sums it up. So I do have a podcast. The podcast has probably about 30 or 40 different episodes. In the future, I plan to create videos just like I'm creating this one, but it's going to be to convert those podcasts into videos and make it into YouTube videos. And it'll be just like right now, I'm going to be talking with you, and I'm going to be, doing the YouTube version of the podcast. So I plan to port all of them over into YouTube as well. So there's a lot to look forward to, a lot to learn. And I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited, and I really hope that you are as well. So some of the other plans for this channel is that I'm currently doing real estate. I want to talk about that as well, specifically wholesaling, and probably in about a year or two when we have the next recession, I'm going to be buying a boatload of real estate, and I want to talk about that as well, and I want to create how-to videos, specifically my day-to-day life as a real estate investor. I want to be able to show that to you, and as I'm learning it, you will learn it as well. So I plan to do that, and that's basically it. Well, I know I just said that's basically it, but that's a lot of stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to be bringing a lot of stuff to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos, and please don't think that this channel is going to be super, super high quality, and I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be super high quality content in terms of what I share with you. But please don't expect that my channel is going to have the best audio quality and the best video quality. It is what it is, and I want to make it as simple as possible just so I have enough energy and stamina to say, all right, I'm going to create a video today. It's going to take me about a half hour, and I'll be done, and I can get on with the rest of my day. But at the same time, I'm sharing knowledge with you. So I really hope that you don't compare me to other people who have outstanding video quality and they take cinematic shots as they, walk around and do all this other stuff. I want it to be bare bones, but quality material. So this way you can learn from it, and I can feel good that at least I'm teaching you something and everybody else something. So that's basically it. Please, 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 this is a brand new channel, and all I ask is that you subscribe, smash that like button, and I really, really hope that I can see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.